What's up everyone, and welcome to this POV review by AUTOBAHN. My name is Martin and today it's freaking cold and we're testing two electric cars. We're comparing them. So they don't really like the cold, these electric cars. It's quite new to me because we now have had this Cupra born VZ for 3 months, and that was because I drove the car in Spain and I actually quite liked it. So that was why we brought it in, to really see what it's like to have a car like that for a longer period. Today we're comparing it to this, the sort of benchmark, I would say, in this class, a rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3. So both cars are actually rear-wheel drive. You wouldn't say, looking at the born VZ, it just doesn't look very sexy, to be honest. It's quite high up, as you can see. It's quite a bit higher than the Model 3, and it's sort of narrow, which isn't the most sexy shape ever. You can really tell by looking at the side view mirrors, that one is so much lower than that. And this is of course the facelifted model of the Model 3, which is so much better than the previous Model 3 because just build quality, noise, everything is a lot better with this facelift model. I also think it looks way better. It's much more of a grown-up car, I think, than that. This is more of a traditional hot hatch, but it's not as, nice to look at as like a Seat Leon or a VW Golf. It's just a bit weird to look at, but it will make up for it when it comes to driving fun, I think. So this is a very base spec Model 3. This is owned by Huub's girlfriend, who had a cap for her corporate car, so she wasn't able to really spec it up, which, it's not a bad thing. It's a perfect car for, like, 45,000 euros. Both cars are about that price, but with the Tesla, this can be upgraded to a long-range rear-wheel drive, and then you have 100 horsepower extra, somewhere around that number, and 200 kilometers of extra range. So that's actually quite a good deal, I have to admit. The Cupra, however, this is the top dog. This is the VZ. So this is sort of the hot hatch electrified, which was also my conclusion when I reviewed this car in Spain. But today we have it on these stupid wheels because we have the Bridgestone Turanzas with the non-forged wheels. But if you get the forged wheels, you get the Bridgestone Potenzas, and that really does make a very big difference, because these are just eco tires that do virtually nothing except being eco and not being a tire. So let's jump in the Tesla and see what that's like, do a lap. Maybe Max will join us in the born VZ. Let's see what they're like. We're going to compare 0 to 100, 100 to 200 times, top speed, all the usual AUTOBAHN stuff, and see what these corporate lease editions are like on our test track. So let's heat everything up because it's quite cold out. Oh, that's already on. So this is the base version, 283 horsepower, 420 newton meters, 6.1 seconds to 100, and it'll do 510 kilometers of range. Now the Cupra, however, is a bit more powerful. 326 horsepower, 545 newton meters, 0 to 100, 5.6 seconds, and it'll actually do 590 kilometers. So spec wise, the Cupra really is the winner, but let's see what it's like when you start driving them. Oh shit. I'm really not used to electric cars. So turn off the stupid beep. Stupid beep turned off. No, we can't put it into a slide because this is the base model and we cannot do any ESC settings, which is a bit of a shame. With the Cupra you have an ESC sport mode, we don't in this. So as you can see, we don't have any ludicrous or fast or insane acceleration mode like we do with performance and plat models. It's just normal or chill. 6.6 seconds to 100. You have quite a full battery, so it's like 80% or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty disappointing. It should do 6.1. That's half a second. That seems quite a lot, just because it's a bit cold. Or maybe it's not because of that. But you know, that's the electric car game. All the specs that they give us is very circumstantial, and I just don't really like that. What's that? Let's try that again. If we can make it. Jesus! 6.61 yet again. Okay. It's a bit slower than what Tesla told us. Or is telling us. But that's why we do videos like these, so that we can show you guys. What I do really like is just the ride quality of the car. I think the suspension quality of this facelifted Model 3 is through the roof. It's just really good. I really like the weight and the balance of the car, and how the weight is distributed overall throughout the car. It's really well engineered. You can really tell that it's low, it's wide, and it feels like that. It feels planted on the road. It feels secure. It feels, you know, a bit like a mid-engine car actually. And what I also like is the aggression, or the speed of the steering. It's very quick steering rack, and that also makes it fun, because you know, you turn in the front axle and then you have the rear axle, which has all the power, 280 horsepower. Let's be honest, it's a nice amount. So that is the classic distribution for a sports car. It's like an old 3 Series, like a 335i or something like that, power and architecture wise. But let's see what it's like 100 to 200. Is it also capable on the Autobahn? Let's find out right now. We are doing the run as we speak, but I can already tell that Cupra is pulling away. Are we going to make this? That's the question of this video, I guess. Come on! No! It won't do 201 Tesla. It won't. It's doing 198. So no 100 to 200 time, I guess. Which is a bit of a shame. And they are claiming 201. Why 21? It's not even doing 200. I do think at these speeds, this is the speed I like driving, even in the Netherlands. Like 140. Yes, there is quite a lot of wind noise because we don't have any engine noise, but let's actually check out what kind of decibels we're measuring. Let's do 140. Like that. .73 decibels. I have absolutely no idea if that's good or not, but it would be really interesting to see what it's like in the Cupra. So let's do that. Let's switch cars. Can you believe the amount of fork we're having today? It's a good thing we have cars that can only do 200 or 198 in this case. Oh, one thing I really don't like, turn signals on the steering. And another bad thing is that they're on one side. So it's not a problem, not really, if you have them like left and right, because at a roundabout you can sort of tell which one is which. But with these it's virtually impossible. So I think a big mistake. I also don't really like this slider to go into drive and reverse, and I like having stalks. Let's switch to the Cupra and see what that's like. You were really pulling away from me there.
Were you full?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I was wondering. I thought you might be hanging back to get a good measurement.
No. You were very much okay. Quicker. Okay, I'm going to switch cars. Okay, let's do everything the same, but then in reverse order. So we're going to start with doing the decibel measurement. So this is so different. I feel like I'm a meter up. Wow. I sit up really high in this car. It's so different. It's so different. It's really fun. So since we have the VZ, we also have these sabled seats, which are absolutely amazing. I can already tell, you know, little corner right here, this big side bolster. It's just that they're up a bit too high. The whole car is up a bit too high. So that's a bit of a shame. So let's put it into Cupra mode and switch to ESC Sport. So they were really proud on their jerking a bit their ESC Sport mode when it was introduced, because it was supposed to be fun and sporty, but it's just doing like a little twitch every now and then. I really don't care for it. It's a bit of a shame. They should have given us room to play. It's a rear-wheel drive Cupra. It's the VZ model. Come on, give us some action, some you know, sense of danger. Like, it would be perfectly capable of doing slides and burnouts and drifts. It has the power, it has the configuration. They just won't allow us to do it, which is a bit of a VW thing, you know. It's the same with like a drift mode in a Golf R. That's also holding back. Okay, 140. Here we go again. I do like the build quality in this car. Everything you touch and feel is really sturdy and nice and strong and solid. It's solid. I really do like that. And I really like the fact that with these VZ models you basically get every option available. So heated seats, you have heated steering wheel, Apple CarPlay, very large screen, because you don't get Apple CarPlay with the Cupra. So switching back to RaceBox. And we have stalks. So this is what I use to operate the indicator, like that. And this is what I use to go into gear. Really convenient. And then we have two buttons right here that allow us to switch between all the driving modes, so range, comfort, performance, Cupra. And there's also an individual mode. Now that's really cool, because if we go into individual mode, come on, I've had the car for 3 months. Why don't I know this? So let's just go into Cupra mode. But in individual mode, this car is equipped with the latest version of VW's adaptive dampers, and they are unbelievable. Like, it's a 2-valve system and you can switch it from comfort to sport, like with a big slider, and it's amazing what this suspension can do. It really makes up for the very handicapped setup that this car has, which is like the narrow, high-up design. Okay, let's see what this thing will do on the Autobahn. Well, a lot better than the Tesla, I can imagine. Which was quite bad. Okay, there we go, 100 to 200 testing. Get out of my freaking way, Max, with the stupid Tesla. Very good. We speak the same language. So 200, there we have it. 201. Oh my god, Tesla, it's doing what you claim to do but what you don't do. 203. Very good, Cupra. 16.66. Honestly, that is not bad. That is a pretty impressive 100 to 200 time. Let's do another one. Let's see how and if we have sort of electric heat soak is what I call it. You know, electric cars, they always like doing one run, but then there's another run and they don't like doing it anymore. Let's see how that's like with this Cupra. 14.8. My god, this car really likes pushing. Honestly, that's impressive. Points to Cupra for that. And that's the thing with this car. I like the amount of power. It always feels quick on just normal roads. That's always the case with like 300 to 400 horsepower. It's very usable. You know, you can really push it on a normal road without it getting totally absurd, and it's the right amount of quick and the right amount of power for some reason. So let's see what it's like on the twisties and what we can do 0 to 100 with this car. As I said, it should do. It's all the jerking again. ESC, how is this ESC Sport? Come on, get me a freaking update. Fix this Cupra. The ESC Sport system is a nanny, really. It's an ESC nanny. What I also really like are these floor mats. So they have a bespoke Cupra floor mat in this car, and it has, you know, it's with the fake leather and stuff, but it really feels and looks like a high quality product. They've done a good job there, making it their own. The ID3, I really prefer this over the ID3. Jerking and squirming. The problem is with this setup, as I said, the suspension really capable. The whole car, the whole setup, what Cupra have done, it's very vivid, it's alive, it wants to turn, sort of aggressive in its setup. I really like what they've done. A lot of hardware changes to make this an exciting car compared to an ID3. Let's see what it'll do. 0 to 100. That's not full power. 5.5. Okay, then let's talk about the big problem with the car. It's brakes and its brake pedal. It's a mushy pedal. There's no feedback whatsoever. You never know how much brake performance you're getting. It's because it's front we have brake discs, rear we have drum brakes. Yeah, really, drum brakes. And we have regenerative braking. Those would be my suggestions to Cupra. Get the regenerative braking fixed, because it's not really all that well at the moment, and get the ESC Sport system. We really want a nice ESC Sport system, because this car for me has so much potential. We've driven it for 3 months. We've driven it for, what was it, 7,000 kilometers, something like that. I love this car. I get in it, I have fun with it. Sometimes you get to do a little slide in it if the ESC Sport system allows it. It really is the right setup for an electric hot hatch. I've had more fun in this than in many petrol powered hot hatches. Yes, I really did. I prefer it to the Tesla. That's my conclusion. This is a nicer car than that. It's mainly because it's more fun, and I feel like it's more of a quality product. And okay, if you would spend 5k more on that, you would get, you know, 100 horsepower extra and a car that can do 700 kilometers WLTP. So that would be a different comparison, but in this case, that versus this is, for me, is the winner. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked this video. All the electric car bashing can continue down below. Or if you actually like the video, go subscribe to the channel, check out this video, check out the playlist. Thank you guys. Bye.